Hey everyone, it's Bree. I'm coming at you today with part one of a three-part tutorial on how to create a virtual classroom. Today, we're just going to be creating our foundation and showing you how to insert your Bitmoji if you want to in your virtual classroom. Part two, which is a separate video, is going to be discussing how to make that classroom interactive using hyperlinks. And part three, the third video, will be geared towards students specifically on how to create their own virtual background for Zoom usage. We understand as educators that our students may not feel comfortable showing their background when we're on Zoom, and we have to internalize that as we're embarking on this remote learning, or for some of us continuing to embark on this remote learning, that we are coming into their space and coming into their home, so they should feel as comfortable as possible. So that third video will just be for students who want to create their own virtual backgrounds for Zoom that best represent them as well. So I'm going to jump right into this video. I'm going to try to make this as clear and concise as I possibly can. And let's get into it. So I've already renamed this presentation Virtual Classroom Template. You don't have to name it, but I am a stickler for organization, so this just helps me as I'm accessing my other Google Slides. And the first thing I'm going to do is I want to change the format of this slide. So I'm just going to go to Slide and Apply Layout, and I'm going to go to Blank. So I want a blank template. The first thing that we need are walls and floors. So we are going to click Background and choose Image. And the cool thing is that if we go to Google image search, we can just type in wall and floor background and all of these options will be laid out for us. So I'm just going to click this first one because it comes with a nice little plant and we love aesthetics. So I've inserted my wall and floor and Mr. Plant here. The next thing that I want to do to add to this space is I want to add on all of my constants. So no matter how often I change my virtual classroom, these elements that I'm adding next are going to be the elements that are consistently in my classroom, no matter what amendments are made. So I know that a whiteboard is super important to me. So I'm going to go to Insert, Image, and then I'm going to click down on Search the Web. So it's very important that we're clicking or typing out transparent before, so that any images that we have don't have this white background, so it doesn't just look like a sticker of a whiteboard. So I want to make sure transparent is in front of whatever I'm searching, and I'm going to click on whiteboard. And I'm going to start searching through the options until I see something that I like. And I really like this whiteboard, but I don't really like this desk and cubby space underneath. But that's not a problem because we're going to fix that in just a moment. So I'm going to insert my image. I'm going to place it where I want in my classroom. I'm going to resize it if I need to. And as I've aforementioned, I don't really like this desk space. So what I'm going to do is right click or if you're using a Mac, Control and click the image, and I am going to go to crop image, part out, and then I'm going to click anywhere outside of this black box on the screen. And now I just have a wonderful whiteboard. Awesome. Now, as an English teacher, I need a bookshelf in my classroom. So I'm going to go through the process again. I'm going to go to Image, search the web, and this time I'm going to type transparent bookshelf. And then I'm going to look for a bookshelf that I like. And I like this one. So I'm going to insert it. I want this to be taller. And then I'm going to make this a little bit wider. And I'm going to put my bookshelf in the corner of my room. Now, I don't really like the color of this bookshelf, and you might be thinking, well, why did you choose it? I chose it because I can change the color. So watch this. So we're going to make sure that we're clicking on the image. So as long as it has this blue box around it, and then we're going to go to format options, and we're going to go down to recolor. Click on no recolor, and now I have these options to change the color of my bookshelf. So I'm going to make my bookshelf this turquoise color, and now I'm going to click out of my format options. So great, we're coming right along. I also want to insert another constant. So I want to insert a poster. So I'm going to look for a transparent Black Lives Matter logo. And add some contrast of color. I'm going to insert my poster. I'm going to resize it, move it around. I promise I'm going to resize it. There we go. And I'm going to put it wherever I feel comfortable. Boom. Cool. So now the last thing that I want to add as a constant is a rug. So I'm going to go ahead again, and we're used to this process. We're going to image, search the web. Now I'm going to transparent, and I'm going to type in area rug. So I have all of these different rugs that show up for me. Lots of cool rugs. You see, you can get as funky and fun as you want to. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to click on this rug here. And he came out a little small. I don't know why I'm giving pronouns to these inanimate objects, but this is what we're doing. And I'm also going to go to Recolor, and I'm going to change the color of this rug as well. I'm going to play around with this just a little bit until I see what moves me, and I like this. I'm a dark aesthetic kind of gal. Alrighty, so these are my constants that I want in my classroom, no matter what. So no matter how many books I add to the shelf, no matter, how many posters I add to the wall or anything like that. And as I'm talking, I'm just going to see, now that I have full screen, just seeing what is centered to me. These are the things that I want no matter what. So what we're going to do, which is an extremely important step before you add anything else, we're going to go to File. We're going to scroll down to Download, and we're going to download this current slide as a JPEG. And it should download right down below on your web browser. This is important because whenever you want to go back and add things to your virtual classroom, that will always be your template. So when you're going in making a new presentation, you can just look up that JPEG image and insert it as a background to start off, and then you can start adding your elements as you see fit. So now I'm going to dig into the knit and grit of making my classroom my own. So the first thing that I want to add are some books to my bookshelf. So I'm going to go to Insert, Image, and this time I'm going to go to Upload from Computer. For the sake of this video, I have already made a folder of virtual classroom elements. So now I have my A Raisin in the Sun cover. I'm going to open this. I'm going to make this teensy tiny. I'm going to add this to my bookshelf. Then, and this is the first text that I'm reading with my 8th graders this fall. I'm going to do this process again because we can go back. So To Kill a Mockingbird, I'm going to resize again. And since I couldn't upload 2 at once, which is okay because we are learning together, I'm going to upload from the computer once more. And I'm going to open Midsummer Night's Dream. And I'm just going to resize this one more time to fit on our shelf. Awesome. The last thing that I'm going to add from this to this shelf, is of my own book. And this is just going to be a nice little conversation starter and a way to build relationships with students. And it adds a pop of color to our bookshelf. So I'm just going to add my title right up here. So now we have our bookshelf. Now I want to also insert a desk. So I'm going to go back to our original method and search the web for a transparent desk. And I found one that I liked. I'm going to click, going to insert. I'm going to put my desk in the corner of the room like so, like that, because that's my business, Tabitha Brown. Then I also want to add, if I can, I want to search the web for a transparent laptop. This guy here. Awesome. So we're definitely resizing this laptop. And I want to put my laptop right on top of the desk back, and I accidentally moved my rug in this process, so I'm just going to move it back. Cool. I think we're getting the gist of how to create this classroom, so I'm going to bring this video to a close in just a moment. I'm going to show you how you can insert your Bitmoji. So I'm going to go to insert again, image, upload from computer, and I am going to select myself. That's me when my hair was like that, like 3 days ago. And I'm going to chill in the middle of the classroom reading a book and having my coffee. Or I don't drink coffee, so tea. A lot of your Bitmojis will come with this white background and won't be transparent. So what you can do is go to remove.bg and you can just drag the image of your Bitmoji, whether it's on your desktop, or you can click upload image and it will remove the background for you, and you can resave it as a transparent background and add it to your virtual classroom space. The last thing that I'm going to do is just write on my whiteboard. So I am going to click this text box symbol and I'm going to create a box right above my head. And I'm going to change my font to Comic Sans. And I'm going to increase my font size a bit. And I'm going to just write a message. And this is a space where you can put your do now on the board. You can put materials that you may need for the day, anything of that nature. and change your board pretty consistently, since you will always have your whiteboard as a background, since we saved that as a JPEG earlier. The last couple of things that I'm going to add to my virtual classroom space, I'm going to also upload from my computer, and I'm just going to add my Temple logo. Temple is where I went to grad school. I'm going to crop this image since it's a poster. I don't mind some of the white spacing. Okay, and I'm going to make this banner thinner, and I'm going to add my Temple logo right here, and then I'm also going to add an image from my undergrad where I went to Seton Hill University, and I'm going to resize this, and again, I don't mind this white background because it's intended to be a poster or function like a poster. And I'm going to move over my Black Lives Matter, and I'm just going to add my Seton Hill logo here. And that's about it. You can add whatever you want. You can take away whatever you want. Obviously, my classroom space looks pretty bare here. I'm going to upload a picture of what my actual virtual classroom looks like. So this is an example of my actual virtual classroom that I'm going to use with my students. I have my bookshelf. I have my posters. I added more posters here. In this version, I have a different rug, and I chose to keep in that desk and cubby situation. I've added this little holder for supplies. I've added a cart with a different laptop, and I have here, click on the laptop for our song of the week, and this poster here I made on Canva, which if you want any Canva tutorials, let me know in the comments, whether this is on Instagram or this is on YouTube. Let me know in the comments if you want any Canva tutorials, and if you actually click on Kendrick's head, eventually when I'm in presentation mode, it will take you to a song. So, and I will teach you in the next video how to make your virtual classroom interactive using hyperlinks just like that. I hope this video was super helpful. Let me know in the comments what you took away. And also, when you make your virtual classrooms, tag me in them on Instagram so that I can see all of your beautiful spaces, and wish you well in the coming school year. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.